started out 30 years ago working for the DOT in Missouri. So started out as a bridge engineer, ended up getting a job in Missouri and worked for the DOT there for a couple of years. Decided I didn't really like the climate in Missouri. Too hot. I grew up in the West and liked to ski, and so ended up taking a job in Denver after a couple of years. Worked for a contractor, bridge contractor, building bridges instead of designing them. And then my wife saw a job in the newspaper, said, "Hey, there's this job in Bozeman, Montana." I'm like, "I've never even been to Montana." She says, "Oh, you'll love it. Apply for the job." I'm like, "Okay." So I applied for this job in Bozeman, ended up getting the job, and so we moved to Bozeman, Montana. And just so happened, my first or second day of work was 9/11, 2001. So that didn't start out good, but you know, the economy kind of went downhill after 9/11, and that job, I kind of ran out of work. Luckily, the boss at the company in Bozeman knew somebody in Missoula that was looking for an engineer, so put me in touch with them, and I ended up going to work in Missoula. And I worked for that company as another consulting firm. I worked there for about 15 years.
Wow.
And so I was up there a while. That company started to change, and they wanted to be a big company, and I kind of liked working for a small company, and so I decided to start my own company after about 15 years. And I did that for 3 or 4 years. And in the process of finding work on my own, I hooked up with a manual, started to do work for ABES, and I was just kind of doing part-time their work, part-time my work, and it got to be he wanted me to work more and more on the projects here, so eventually he just offered me a full-time job. And